Welcome back to our Dinner Party podcast. I'm Lindsay Jagger.
And I'm Keith Williams.
On today's episode, we have 23andMe, Drug Market, Elon Musk, Movie Theater, the Toy Hall of Fame, Diddy, and Nike. So join us on our pop culture moment. Kind of walk through the woods today. Why don't you?
Let's do it. Hopefully we don't slip and fall.
We won't, because I'm not going to spill a drop of what's in front of us. Today's sparkling ice. I have caffeine plus, what is this? Watermelon lemonade. And I'm excited for that flavor.
That does sound good. I like the can. The can looks cool.
Tie-dye. There's a time in my life where this can would have represented my ultimate favorite color combo.
Okay, yeah.
So big fan. That's probably what brought me to it. But also, I just like lemonade. So big fan. What are you drinking?
Watermelon is always iffy on flavor.
It's true because you either get really fake watermelon flavor, or it's like refreshing.
Yeah. It's a 50-50 shot.
100%.
I got the black raspberry.
Top seller there.
I think it's one of the top sellers, yeah. It's very good. I highly recommend.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to crack this baby open.
Yeah. Let me know how that one is.
I swear all of these taste like Jolly Rancher flavors to me. This tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Like dead on.
And those are good, too. The watermelon Jolly Ranchers, that's a good flavor.
It is a good flavor. I know we just talked about how it could be basically too much. And that is a candy flavor, but it's almost so spot on that you're like, no, that's good.
Okay, cool.
Sweet. All right.
Good job, sparkling ice.
Heck yeah. Keeping us caffeinated and hydrated. Okay. First topic of today. This one I thought was so interesting. 23andMe and no one else. 7 people on the board of the saliva testing company 23andMe resigned this week, leaving CEO and co-founder Anne Wojcicki alone at the helm of the company.
Oh,
so
I didn't hear about that.
There are 8 people on the board, her being one of them. 7 other people left. So literally the board left.
Wow.
She's it. So she wrote in a memo to employees that the board's decision left her surprised and disappointed. And they'd been splitting hairs over her desire to take the public company private. Point being, though, it hasn't been doing really well public. She personally owns 49% of 23andMe. In July, she offered to buy all the remaining shares for 40 cents each, which is actually pretty kind of her because right now it's at 33 cents a share price.
Oh, wow.
And could soon get kicked off the NASDAQ because it requires a stock price of at least $1. So it's well under that dollar mark. But the board rejected a proposal that she had to take it private. In their resignation letter, so the 7 people that left, they said they were leaving due to her failure to come up with a fully financed, fully diligent, actionable proposal and cited a difference in strategic direction. So I don't know if they were wanting to keep it public and try to find a way to make 23andMe more interesting again. But I guess it never turned a profit. Their plan to launch a subscription service didn't pan out. And they've been focused on developing new drugs using its cache of DNA data, and that's not working either. So kind of sounds like it was a one-trick pony, and you are limited to the amount of people that are willing to give you DNA. And it's not like Ancestry.com. I feel like that probably has difference because it's giving you kind of data background, not just here's what your DNA says.
Yeah, and I think that's their biggest competition is going to be Ancestry.
Has to be. I mean, there are other testing, but I think the other tests for diseases, right? That's what I think of. At home, test for your stomach health or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. There's definitely lots of those out there. 23andMe was more your genes and stuff, right?
Right. It gave you you're Spanish, you're Irish, you're Mexican.
Yeah, I think it went deeper than that too. I never did one.
I think they could tell you actually if you were trending more likely to have certain diseases.
Yeah.
I think that was part of what 23andMe did, but I think at the base it was find out your heritage.
Yeah.
This also probably has a strictly American market, right? I don't know that other countries are as obsessed because
they never left their home.
Right.
Well,
it's like,
they can move around, but
are you from Bavaria or are you from Saxony? Right. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know that maybe DNA can tell that. I have no idea.
I think you can. Like, because I've done the Ancestry one, and every so often they send out email updates because,
Yeah. Science gets better.
yeah, and the more DNA they have to run, so their data gets better and they can like zone in. It shows you on a map like what part of the country you were from and where like your ancestry DNA, like when they came to America, it shows where they like settled.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I just wonder if like Europeans or maybe even like Asia, I could see maybe being really into it, but I don't know. I mean, China's probably not letting their people just give over their DNA to an American company. I guess that's frowned upon.
Yeah. They probably have their own company.
It's probably just the government.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah. They're like, you have to give us your DNA. We're the government.
Yeah.
And they don't do anything fun with it. You don't get a map. They just have your DNA.
Yeah. This is for us.
Yeah. You have a clone now.
Yeah.
They work in a coal mine. You're the nice clone.
You know, but why don't they just send the clones to the coal mine?
Yeah.
Let the people go back.
I guess because there'd be a clone uprising for sure, right? They find out they're the clones and that they've all been in a coal mine and it's not just like how life works.
So like a Star Wars movie?
100%. I was just about to say, I was like, I think that's why it's a movie. Is because like easy. I don't know. Didn't they try to like clone DNA off of like an old dinosaur or something or other? Like I think they were able to extract DNA from a bone, like bone marrow. And I think they tried to clone a dinosaur. And I was like, I don't know, man. Steven Spielberg said this is bad. So I'm going to go with that guy.
I think it's bad.
He might be artsy, but I think he also might be smart.
I think it's bad, but I also want to see it happen. I'm not against cloning a dinosaur. Just for the fun of it.
I mean, it would be interesting to see what a T-Rex looks like through its like development stages and how fast it develops. I have no idea if we know that. Like, you know how a dog grows up super fast, but a human, like, it takes you like 20 years?
Yeah.
Like, what about a dinosaur? How long does it take a dinosaur to do that?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's what 23andMe should get up to.
Yeah.
They can start doing those things. Clone a dinosaur and tell me how long it takes to grow it.
Paleontology.
Yeah, paleontology. We just solved it. There you go, Anne. And we'll be on your board.
Yeah.
If you gotta like build it back up.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm into being on a board of a private company.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go do that. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Yeah. Bye.
All right. Next topic. Guess what?
What?
We're doing less drugs.
Oh, good.
At least overdoses in the U.S. have like declined kind of stunningly. According to a new public health data, drug-related deaths fell more than 10% in the 12 months ending in April, a massive improvement from double-digit increases seen in recent years. This comes from NPR. Researchers said that in the states with rapid data collection systems, the declines might even be steeper, up to 30%, which would be huge.
So we're winning the war on drugs.
We are winning the war on drugs. They attribute the turnaround to the prevalence of Noxalone, which is that, like, I think what happens if you overdose, you get that, right? Yeah, so it reverses opioid overdoses, as well as other advanced treatments for fentanyl addiction. So there's still 100,000 drug deaths in the U.S. a year, but with that kind of percentage decline, we should see that number plummet also. It's huge, huge win.
Yeah, that is.
Remember when crack was whack?
Crack is whack. Is it still not? Is it not whack anymore?
I think it's still whack. It just feels like it's like even druggies would tell you it's whack because they're like, check out this opioid. Like, that's where it's at.
I was watching some documentary, Channel 5, YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a channel for like
he went
news
into like
station 5.
the tunnels in Vegas.
Yeah.
And even those guys who are like all addicted to drugs and stuff, they were like, yeah, we don't let those guys down here.
The crack guys or the opioid?
Opioids.
Why can't I say that word,
I think
by
it's
the way?
or the heroin or something. I don't know.
Heroin.
There's certain drug users who are like, yeah, we don't let those guys down here.
They're like, we're just down here for normal crack.
Yeah. Just give us the regular drugs.
Clean, regular drugs. That's what good, clean drugs.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking for.
Yeah.
I think it makes me wonder if, like, what sort of PR campaign has gone on, because there's been a strong PR campaign about the dangers of doing drugs for a while now. Mm-hmm. But it also seems to morph because obviously there used to be all this data of how weed was bad for you. And now there's like 33 states with, I think, recreational, like legalized marijuana. So that data is, I don't know if it was skewed or like, I'm in PR and marketing. So my first question when I see a fact is who paid for that fact? And so I don't know back in the day who paid for the marijuana. Like
marijuana's bad.
Yeah,
fact.
that it'll like mess you up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who paid for that. But it seems pretty evident that like when you get into like heroin and I don't know, like, you know what doesn't get talked about actually? I was going to drop ecstasy. I was going to say Molly, which feels way too hip of me to call it by like some club name. Yeah. But like, is that one that I don't hear about that one being as much, but it feels like you shouldn't do that one. Feels like that'll give you a heart attack at some point. Goes from like fun to heart attack in like a really delicate line or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know much about any of that stuff.
I don't know. Either way, I'm just saying like, I don't know. The data on drugs just seems to flex a lot, but we have been anti-drug in this country for a lot. It's just the specific drugs seemed towards like meth, like things that were like made in a strange way. And then we really had to focus on the drugs that our pharmacists were handing us, which is really terrifying that it's like, we almost like, I haven't heard crack is whack in a decade because everybody's on drugs that they get from their doctor. Yeah. Which is an insane shift, I guess. Like, because when we were growing up, it was like drugs that you got in the street were what you were told to be careful of. And like, don't take things offered to you at a party or something. Right. Which, by the way, the first drug I was genuinely ever offered was a COVID shot. And I said yes.
A COVID shot?
Yeah, that was the first drug that I was ever offered. Oh. It's a drug, right? Shots are drugs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think, so I went to a music festival a couple of years ago. And as soon as we park the truck and get out,
somebody's like, "Hey, you want this crack?"
This dude walks up and he's like, "Hey, man, you need any mushrooms or anything?"
No, I forget about mushrooms.
Yeah,
they kind of fall into the like. I mean, it's a psychedelic, but it falls in the category of weed to me because I'm like, well, it's like natural, right? Like it's a mushroom, like a literal mushroom.
Yeah, but obviously, you know, you don't buy weed or anything from strangers.
No,
and test it. If you're gonna do it, test it
on like someone else.
No. They have like test kits.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah. A lot of the festivals will hand them out. Like there'll be like certain tents you can go to. Yeah. And they hand out tests.
I think Woodstock started that, right?
Did they really?
Well, they had like tents I think you could go to if you were tripping out, like having a bad trip or something like that. Yeah. Like I think that sort of go to the drug tent. Because even if it's not legal, we'd rather you be alive. Safe. Yeah. Yeah. Not death is better than death.
Yeah, because I did see one person died at Burning Man this year on the first night. I'm not sure if it was drug related, but
with Burning Man, you really never know. They could have just had the wrong job, you know? Like maybe they were like fetching water and they really should have been like building a tent or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, Burning Man's crazy.
They really got to do like some self-assessments for Burning Man. Like, I think it's time we take that from like Stone Age society to like 1950s society. I think they need to like upgrade it. Like,
I don't think people would go anymore.
I don't think people go as much anymore anyway.
Yeah, from the videos I saw this year, it didn't look like it was that big.
I think it went down heavily after last year's heavily reported like swamp. I mean, it was just mud, but like people got
flooded or something, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because it is obviously like the wealthy pretending to be poor. Stone Age. Whatever. Like, what's that civilization that they're even aiming for? Just like what do you call that?
It was almost like Mad Max vibes.
Yeah, yeah. And they're all dressed for it. So it honestly was like right on point.
Because they have...
To me, that should have been more fun.
Yeah, I can't remember. They like build special vehicles and drive them. And they have like a certain word for them. That's totally like Mad Max style.
100%. Maybe it also like has turned into specifically Mad Max.
Yeah, because then they get to pay for a ticket, but you can't buy anything there. Everything's on the barter system.
Right. Like that's part of it. Is it like goes back to like
It's
a
weird.
primitive society.
And then they'll just have like a random DJ come play.
Yeah.
And then
Well, that's what I mean. They all get jobs too. Like everybody ends up like having a job in that little society.
Yeah.
It's like a really bad camp more than it is a festival.
Yeah.
I don't want to go work. I don't want to do that.
Because then you got to like plan ahead and
Do you think?
you got to think ahead
Yeah.
of what you need. You don't want to do that. You don't want to think ahead.
I just feel like maybe I'd have to work out before I go. I just feel like I know somebody would look at me and think I'm way more capable of something than I really am, you know? And I'm not prepared to do that. Do you think they have drug testing tents there as well? I have friends that have gone. I've just never actually really thought about, like, what's your drug experience? I'm just like, was it fun? I don't know. Was it good? How'd you do?
I don't know.
You came back, so that's good.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I would think a lot of water.
I also don't think festivals would be like the main problem for like overdoses in America, though. I would have to think that's strictly due to actual drug addiction.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, good for people that are being safer. I guess good for
people are learning.
It's not a vaccine, I guess, but the rapid response care to some of these. So that's good. Yeah. I wonder if it is like people learning. Maybe we're getting stronger. I don't know. We're like just super adverse to overdose now. Or maybe it is like just having advanced care that people know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's up in the air. I'm not in that. I don't run with that gang of people.
I couldn't keep up. There's no way.
So I don't know.
But I'm glad they're safer.
How it all works. Yeah.
Good job, crew. Way to be. Glad more of you are here with us.
Yeah, we're learning. We're doing it.
You know who's not learning?
Who?
Elon Musk.
Oh,
he's ruining the stars. So the Netherlands Institute for Radio Astronomy, also known as Astron, operates one of the world's most powerful radio telescopes, noted that Starlink's thousands of low orbit satellites produce 10 million times more electromagnetic waves than the weakest signal Astron's telescope can detect, effectively blinding some observations. The interference got worse when the second generation Starlink satellites ascended, and Astron's director told BBC News that the interference hinders astrological studies, especially when it comes to galactic mysteries like black holes, which aren't visible to the naked eye. So I feel like Elon Musk, like, how are we going to know if we're going to get sucked into a black hole if we can't see it?
Yeah.
Figure it out, Elon.
He'll post about it on X.
Yeah, you're going to have to be on X to find out if the world is ending.
Yeah.
For sure. The other thing, too, is they kind of made the point that, like, for private business, like, he has a really big opportunity here where he could turn it down. And obviously that would probably prohibit some of the Starlink quality, but it would be better for the greater good of science, of astronomy, I suppose, specifically that science. I don't know if it affects like NASA or anybody else.
Speaking of Starlink, I did see an article today posted that they were gonna start charging like $100 for like congestion periods or something in the U.S.
He's gonna like Uber rate it.
Yeah,
I love this.
I think so.
Don't you dare get on the internet at noontime. That's when everybody's on the internet.
Let me.
That feels like a dial-up like throwback, honestly.
Oh,
also, aren't we getting rid of? I thought we were like maybe it's Europe. I don't know if it's the U.S. courts or a European court, but I thought they were like looking at the legality of flex pricing. That's happening somewhere.
Oh, here we go.
You can Google that. Chat GBT that.
New customers have to pay a $100 congestion charge in areas where satellite broadband network has limited capacity.
Oh,
It's just a one-time fee.
limited capacity. But where am I? I wonder if I have limited capacity to a satellite in the sky that's orbiting. Am I in a jungle? Am I under a heavy canopy of things?
It says it's just in the U.S. Maybe they need to get more satellites up there.
Ooh, it's going to get worse then. Even worse. So it's going to get a bit... We're just never going to see black holes, and astronomy is going to cease to exist. But you know what? Good news for the astrological peeps, because I think that'll mean that they can really take over the stars and that whole system then.
Apparently, if you were to get a Starlink, now's a good time to get one. Despite the new $100 charge, they're offering the standard dish for $299 instead of $499.
Oh,
So
steal. You're still up $100.
Yeah. But
All right.
yeah, the article never says what cities are, I guess, are considered congested areas.
In some way, I believe that it's probably every city. You know, I just have a capitalistic hunch that it might be every city.
We're very busy today.
We're so busy, so busy. I mean, best of luck I hope science wins. You know, I mean, astronomy is cool. I can't say that I ever studied it after elementary school.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't know that I did a lot with outer space outside of elementary school. I don't know why that is. Blame the Indiana school system.
Yeah, you should.
But Earth and the things outside of it are cool.
Because
I mean, maybe Pluto would still be a planet if we all cared more. I don't know.
maybe, I don't know the criteria for being a planet, but
Not off the top of my head, I don't.
it must be true because, like, our Spanish exchange student, we were outside one night looking at the stars because we were doing s'mores for the first time.
Ooh,
She never had a s'more
fun.
before. So we were doing that, and, the stars come out. She knows everything about the stars.
Personal interest or because she was taught?
I don't know. But she just looked up, and she's like, oh, that's Cassiopeia. And this is, like, the story of Cassiopeia. And she knew, like, all these names of
I wonder
everything.
if that's cultural because a lot of the like stars in the sky, it's like Greek mythology, right? It's like
Yeah.
like Hercules' belt is up there, and like I know a lot of the Greek myths that go with the stars in the sky.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I could pick out anything besides Big Dipper, Little Dipper. I think that's
Right.
all I
I was
genuinely
like, yeah,
could
that's
pick
what
out.
I did. I was
yeah.
like, well, there's the big one.
yeah, hey,
Hey, there it is.
check that box.
Yep.
Just in case. And that North Star, sometimes it's there. Sometimes. Don't follow
Yeah.
it, though, because it moves. So,
Oh, yeah, it's true.
yeah.
But yeah, I saw something else crazy today about astronomy. Apparently, the government's been lying to us all the governments.
All the governments?
And then there's supposed to be alien contact in 2027 from some planet nearby. I didn't click on the article.
We know
'cause-
that it's coming in 2027?
Yeah.
Like, did they send a note ahead of time that said, we're going to call you? I love when people text that they're
Yeah.
going to call me.
Yeah, I didn't click on the article because obviously,
Yeah. Feels like we have the same manners as the aliens then.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
We're going to reach out here soon.
Yeah.
So they'll like let us know before they stop by.
Supposedly.
Take off your shoes, wear shoes off household. Actually, it's kind of ghetto here. Just kidding. Like,
Do you think
if you rated the Earth out of 10 stars, what would you give it?
Well, comparing it to maybe their other places, I'm gonna guess not very good. Because if these aliens can like travel across the galaxies, they're probably used to some nice places.
At least like less gravity or more fossil fuels.
Do you think an alien spaceship is real nice?
I mean, I don't think it looks like a PT Cruiser, you know. So that's gotta be like nice. Like it has to be nicer than our spaceships. Like they're gonna laugh when they see the space station. You're gonna be like, "What the hunk of metal is out here?"
Yeah.
I think I'd give Earth like 7 stars because like it can be pretty cool, but like we've also got like it can be pretty gross. So it's just like okay.
You think they were watching the Boeing thing from afar, the capsule?
Yeah, they're like, "What's that thing doing out there?"
Yeah.
They definitely, if somebody can travel that fast through space, we look ridiculous. Like we're so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like I'm embarrassed. I have secondhand embarrassment for our species.
Yeah.
And like, what if they don't have monkeys? How do we explain that? I don't know. Just be like, what if we're gonna have like such weird animals that we're gonna have to? Did we have to explain a platypus? Can you explain a platypus?
I can't explain.
No. Like,
I mean, I don't even know where they live.
Venus
the water?
fly traps? We have to explain a Venus fly trap to
Those
something?
are pretty cool. I wanted to get one. They have them at
We're
Lowe's.
like, no, plants, we eat them, except this plant, it eats bugs. Like,
Yeah.
they don't eat things except this plant. Or like mushrooms. Like, let's go back to mushrooms. You can eat this one will kill you, this one will make you trip out. Like, that's so many things to remember.
Yeah.
This planet has so many rules. Berries, you can eat some berries, don't eat other berries. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
we're so embarrassing.
Like, this goes back to the whole, who had to figure all that out thing.
100%. I mean, at least we know. So, like, they'll be ahead of the game when they come.
Yeah.
But, like, I just feel like it's going to be so weird. If
We're like the research crew.
kind of.
They're coming back.
They're coming
collect
back?
Think about it. What if that's it? What if we're just like the research?
The research team?
Yeah.
And we forgot the plot? We're the worst research team in the history of the universe then. We all forgot the plot. We're like, we actually just fight each other now. Oh,
Yeah.
but we figured out that birds maybe show us evolution. We created that. And they're like, this is so unhelpful. We have to explain chickens and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the worst group project. Get me. I just don't want to be in charge of anything. I don't want to tell that. I don't want to have to explain it. It's so embarrassing.
I'll be absent that
So
day.
embarrassing. From Earth. Absent from Earth.
Just from whatever they're giving the presentation.
I just can't. I'm just going to be like, oh my God. I'm just going to be like mumbling under my breath in the audience. Like,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have showed them that. So lame. I'm just saying, there's a lot of weird things. We have to explain public restrooms. It's so awkward. There's just some, I don't want to meet the aliens. We're just so embarrassing. I'm not ready. Ugh. Anyway, let's move on.
We have a couple more years. But
I'm too embarrassed. We're moving on. Okay. The movie theater. Guess what?
What?
You're going to be able to like play pickleball and do stuff at movie theaters now. So the National Association of Theater Owners, NATO, not to be confused with NATO.
Oh.
But the group that represents major U.S. movie theater chains like AMC and Regal announced yesterday that the companies will invest more than $2.2 billion over the next 3 years to spruce up the nation's cinemas with better screens, seating, like other typical upgrades. But they're not stopping at those seats. NATO's head, Michael O'Leary, said that they plan to add attractions like pickleball courts, bowling alleys, and zip lines to your movie-going experience. And if I can zip line into my seat, I am in.
At that point, it's not a movie theater anymore.
It's an amusement park.
It's like one of those. It's like a mall almost with all of those things in there.
And why, like, malls and movie theaters should, I mean, they kind of are usually always somewhat near each other,
Yeah.
right? But they should definitely get together.
Sometimes movie theaters are in malls.
Right.
So
I don't know. I mean, malls don't have zip lines. Well, some malls have zip lines, I guess. Some malls have rides.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are kind of ripping off malls.
So they're not
But
really
a pickleball court, like that's
pickleball
kind of
court.
fun.
Yeah.
Like a gym mixed with a movie theater, I think.
Get all sweaty and
I
go
think
sit
Michael
next to
has
somebody.
a plan. Yeah, let's go. Like, let's watch. Yeah, let's play some sports. Let's get disgusting, and now we'll sit and eat greasy, that sweaty, nasty palm into some
I'm not
popcorn.
washing my hands after pickleball.
No, keep the wind. If you
Yeah.
win, keep the wind sheen on you.
Yeah, you can't wash
and
the good
just
luck
like
off.
eat the greatness and add butter.
Yeah, all the butter.
Oh yeah.
Did I say stop? No.
Okay, so I had this conversation and because a woman was like, I used to like butter, but like she's a person that's like, no, there's such a thing as too much butter. No. I used to do this trick because the problem is you eat the butter and it's gone, right?
Yeah.
I would take like a straw and put it over like the piece where the butter comes out when you press the button.
Yeah.
And I'd put the straw to the bottom of the popcorn and then I would just slowly like lower the popcorn out so I would get butter throughout
Yes.
my popcorn bucket.
Very, yeah. I'm on what you're saying. At first, I thought you were talking about just butter in general.
No, like I want butter on popcorn.
Yeah, yeah.
But she was like not into butter on popcorn,
Oh.
which what? But there are those people that it's like they just want a fair amount of butter. I want too much. I want to just taste butter.
I have a feeling this is the coworker that killed a cat.
It's not. It's not at all. I found another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I don't know what her popcorn preference is.
Okay.
But this woman was like, meh, butter. And that's like the first time I'd ever heard that.
Yeah, you should. She might be an alien.
She might be. You got to have butter on that popcorn.
Yeah.
I think that's actually one thing as they talk about upgrades. Like, let's think about a different system to butter that popcorn. Because I don't like when my popcorn's like, I don't want it just on top. I want it all the way through.
Well, sometimes you get a good popcorn bucket guy who does a little bit, adds the butter, and then adds more popcorn.
It's true. I'm thinking of like places though where you have to do it yourself. And then
Okay.
like, what am I left? Because they do a great job. They overfill it. And I love that. But
Yeah.
like, I need to shake it and I can't, then I lose it. And let's face it, there's popcorn everywhere because everybody's been shaking their bags, and it's like.
I think we're going to go to the movies on Tuesday because it's the cheap day at our theater.
I love that.
I think we're going to watch Beetlejuice.
Which has been killing it in the box office.
Yeah,
like third straight week now. I do want to see it
all the time.
It's a staple. That first one though freaked me out when I was little. Scared me.
Have you seen the new one yet?
I haven't, but Michael Keaton reprises the role.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that he plays Beetlejuice, but then also played Batman. What a guy! Like he's like really made that.
He just likes dressing up.
Yeah, but he's really good at it.
Yeah.
Like that's a actor that's just like really good at acting.
Beetlejuice is like a good character.
It's kind of gross. I think that's what it was. Is it kind of grossed me out? Like I'm like
they have a Beetlejuice
squeamish,
like
I think.
Coke or Sprite.
Ew.
Yeah.
What's its flavor?
I think it's like candied apple or something.
Oh, I don't think I want that, but
yeah, I wanted it, and then I thought about it and didn't.
I bet the can is cool.
The can was cool. That's what like the bottle. I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool.
Have you ever seen people who collect like Coke bottles?
Oh,
like
yeah.
I feel like that's a thing that you probably do. You could collect it and it just sits there.
Yeah, I've been to somebody's house who's a Coke collector.
Yeah,
they had like rooms.
It's always interesting.
Yes.
You are not. That's not something you do lightly. If you are a Coca-Cola collector, like a brand collector, because there are people who just do the bottles. Because it's changed over the years, but then there are people who just do Coca-Cola memorabilia.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other thing.
You need you need a house.
Oh, it always is their house.
Oh,
They'll always have Coca-Cola at some point made a like a French
press?
No, like a table, like a little like French like cafe table.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the technical title for that is. And I feel like people, bistro table. And then people who like Coca-Cola and have it throughout their house always have that bistro table. Never fails. And bar stools.
Oh, yeah, bar stools.
And it's the awkward plastic where like if you have shorts on, it sticks really terribly. Yeah, they always have those. It feels like maybe that's when plastic first got invented. It's that sort of plastic where like it eventually dried out, got hard, and now it rips and it'll cut you or pinch your skin.
Oh, yeah. It's all yellow now.
Yeah. Yeah. Those seats. They always have those seats.
Yeah, they do.
Coca-Cola collectors. I bet they go to movie theaters. Those seem like people that are like staunch movie theater goers.
They go to watch the commercial before where they're like promoting Coke.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah. That's solid.
They love it.
They do. They're like, I go for the Coke commercial.
Yeah.
I stay for the movie.
You can just hear the fizz. So good.
If you were to add an upgrade to a movie theater, what would it be?
What about like a soda machine in the theater?
Oh, so that if you get a refill, you don't have to like leave and get in line and have something. That's a good one. I like that.
Maybe
they put snacks in the theater, so it's like your living room.
Yeah.
But it would need to be quiet, so popcorn couldn't be
Which
there.
I guess is where those like Flicks, Brew House, or
Very true.
where they have waiters and stuff.
Very true.
Maybe that's
maybe the next leap for these guys is getting waiters. Yeah, maybe you just add a smaller kind of candy stand thing in each deal. I want to go see a movie strictly for the popcorn now. I just want popcorn. My upgrade is definitely to figure out how to like evenly butter the popcorn. We've surely invented something that can do that by now. That's my upgrade. I'm such a simple person. Okay. I'm good with movie theaters as is.
All right.
Yeah.
Just more
butter, please.
Butter to popcorn ratio.
Yeah.
All throughout. Yeah, because you're right. You know, you get that top layer.
Yeah.
And it's just popcorn there.
Oh, and mop the floor.
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. Just like
KFC.
Once a month or something. Because sometimes I swear I'm going to lose a shoe when I walk down that aisle. Yeah. I don't go to movie theaters often anymore, but man, sometimes that shoe sticks. And if I was in a flip-flop, it'd be gone.
Oh, yeah. The movie theater, I forgot. They're sticky floors.
Yeah, so I would...
KFC's the slippery floors.
KFC, you'll slip and die.
Yeah. Into the fryer.
A movie theater, you will end up staying forever because you'll be glued there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my upgrade is even butter and mop of floor. Okay. Well, we solved that problem. On to the next topic. Ready? Have you ever heard of the Toy Hall of Fame?
No.
Well, guess what? They put out their short list. Located in Rochester, New York, because of course it is. The National Toy Hall of Fame at the Strong, established in 1998, recognizes toys that have inspired creative play and enjoyed popularity over a sustained period. Each year, the prestigious Hall of Fame inducts new honorees and showcases both new and historic versions of classic toys beloved by generations. I have the full list of 12 that you can actually vote on right now. You can vote at toyhalloffame.org. Last year, 4 toys were inducted, but I don't know how many get inducted each year. So they have a short list of 12 toys nominated. The list includes card game Apples to Apples, balloons, choose your own adventure books, Hess toy trucks, My Little Pony, which this is its 7th time being nominated. So good luck to My Little Pony. Phase 10, another card game, Pokemon trading cards, remote controlled RC vehicles, which I'm honestly surprised haven't already been inducted, I guess, along with My Little Pony. The game Sequence, the Stick Horse.
Never heard of that. Oh, no, the Stick Horse.
Yeah, Stick Horse.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah. I also had that not make it in.
Yeah.
Trampoline and Transformers.
Oh.
So a good mix. Balloons. I don't know when balloons were made, but I don't know that I think of them as a toy. So surprise.
That's a good
To me,
list.
that one seems like surprising. Like balloons. That seems so classic that like surely we need to get that in there.
Yeah, I think that's a good list. I would say
If you picked 4 off of this list, what are you ranking? Like, what are you picking?
I think
balloons.
balloons
Yeah.
is first. Probably Transformers.
Okay. Transformers is a brand that's probably made the most money compared to maybe Pokemon.
I was gonna say Pokemon's next, and
Because I think of the movies now too with Transformers. Like that's got to be a huge win.
I'm debating between the remote controlled cars and the trampoline. Because trampoline's like classic.
Yeah. And kind of just the most fun you can have as a kid. It's like you're flying.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go old school and go trampolines.
So you went balloons, trampoline, Transformers,
Pokemon.
and Pokemon. I think balloons for me, trampoline, and then I'm going to go Stick Horse. I feel like that is so iconic.
Oh,
How
yeah.
has it not been in there? I'm going to say
Yeah.
Stick Horse and My Little Pony because I really feel bad that after 7 tries it still doesn't make it in because that is kind of iconic.
I wonder if it's like the regular like sports Hall of Fames where
The train scared
the train.
me.
I have more jelly beans.
We can have a slow-mo of my jump
Oh.
because that freaked me out. It's time for a jelly bean break.
It's the jelly bean train.
We'll pick out weird flavors and tell you what they are.
Some
I got
people know how to open boxes.
It definitely is a bottom. It's like a bottom flap situation.
Ooh, it just gave us.
I don't want this green one. I'm scared. All right. I have a lime green jelly bean.
I'm going with the blue one. I think it's safe.
Mine was gross. I can already tell. This one's definitely grass.
Oh yeah, I had grass last week. What did I have? Blueberry. Nice.
That one was gross. This one, I'm taking a pink one, and it's definitely cotton candy. I learned that last time. I dare you to eat that yellow one.
Ooh,
Oh,
no,
wait.
I know what that yellow one is.
Take the brown one.
I ain't touching that yellow one.
No, take the brown one without cheating.
This one's earthworm. I know it.
No, that's dirt. It's definitely dirt.
Did you ever eat an earthworm?
No. Well, I'm grossed out that you did. I feel good about pink.
I think I might have once. As a kid.
That was a thing when we were kids. Was
It
there a
was.
book or something? Oh,
The
how
Hatchet.
to eat fried worms.
Oh, yeah,
That was
that.
the book. It was a huge hit when we were little.
Yeah. Then I think we did it. Like the kids, the boys in my class, we had to read Hatchet.
Okay.
That was the best book ever, by the way.
Okay.
Did you have to read that in school?
It sounds familiar, but can you recall?
This kid like gets in a plane wreck in the wilderness, and he just has like a hatchet, and he has to survive.
Just with the hatchet, armed with a hatchet, and how old was that kid? Supposed to be.
He was like, man, this earthworm. I'm having trouble breathing, honestly.
I swear you got dirt. You got earthworm?
I think it was.
No, earthworm's red. That was just dirt. You should have combined earthworm
It's
with
in my
dirt.
mouth. It's in my mouth.
This one's marshmallow, if you need a flavor.
I want to try that Tutti Frutti.
What's Tutti Frutti?
Oh, no.
There's no Tutti Frutti on this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the one I've been calling. Oh, candy floss.
There we go.
Is what they call cotton candy in the UK.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I was like, one of these is cotton candy, and I thought it was Tutti Frutti.
Oh, Tutti Frutti? That's good. Get you on.
I want a yellow, or I want a red one. Okay, wait. Okay, so a hatchet should be on the toy list.
Well,
I'm going to bring it back to our
more of a
topic so
book.
people
Yeah.
will like diverge less.
Yeah, it's more of a book. I don't know if you consider
Oh,
it a
no.
toy.
I mean, an actual hatchet could be on the toy list.
Nah. I think those are really good toys. I just
Choose Your Own Adventure books did make it, like, that book could actually make it, jokes aside.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of just reminds me of, like, D&D. Sort of.
I wonder if D&D is in it. I didn't look at what had made it, but perhaps so. Either way, so fun. Didn't know toys got to have their moment in the spotlight, and excited to see what comes. Apples to Apples, classic. I do really like that game.
I just
Like, all
learned
of these
about
are good.
Sequence a couple years ago. Sequence is a good game.
I don't know if I played Sequence. I'll be
It's,
honest. That was the one where I was like, eh. And Phase 10.
Phase 10's good.
But, like, do you think it belongs on, like, a...
Hall of Fame?
This list is so difficult because it's so diverse in how you like to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, games where you have other people versus, like, kind of, I think, toy trucks and My Little Pony and RC vehicles. Like, you could do that on your own. Choose Your Own Adventure book. You're on your own.
Stick horse.
Stick horse. No, you ride with a gang. You create a gang of stick horse.
You got a posse?
You got a stick horse posse.
What would they call that?
A herd?
Probably.
Just a gang.
No.
A stampede?
Stampede is when they all are running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some 1800s nonsense is what that be.
Yeah, well, it is.
I wonder if a stick had made it in. I wonder what the first toy into the Hall of Fame ever was. We'd have to find that out, but I feel like it should be a stick. Remember they had like a stick and loop as like in like the, I don't know, 1400s. They were like, listen, just throw this stick around. You're going to like it. You're going to have fun.
Yeah, I did. Oh. You know that thing with the 3 sticks where you got 2 and you're...
Oh, yeah, the like Chinese game, right?
Yeah.
It's like a balance or whatever.
I learned something this week about how the Native Americans killed bison.
Oh, really?
Oh, and we were talking about sticks and horses. It reminded me of that. I can't remember what they're called. They would essentially run them off of steep inclines. They would like dress up as wolves
Okay.
and stuff.
And scare them?
And scare them to like make them run a certain direction. And they would have cairns, so like stacks of rocks, so that they know like, oh, this is the path they need to run.
Yeah.
And they would have people, staggered throughout the line with maybe bow and arrow, and maybe others are dressed up. Yeah, so where they could like, if they're starting to run the wrong way, they can like pop up, be in their like wolf attire.
You know what's crazier? This isn't the first conversation I've had about buffalo this week.
Oh, yeah?
We have a buffalo on the Indiana State Seal.
Yeah.
We murdered all of them. We don't have buffalo here.
No.
I feel like we got to redo that seal.
I actually did hear in that thing that we killed, there was an estimated like 30 million bison running around before we.
I mean, have you ever
settled.
had bison steak? It's really good.
I probably have.
Yeah, it's delicious. So I kind of get it.
I've had buffalo wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those wings aren't big enough to make those things fly, though.
No, I don't know what part of.
Useless.
What part of the bison
Mother
that
Nature
is.
messed up. It's like a platypus. Like, what?
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on to the next topic, the first toys inducted to the Hall of Fame in 1998 were Barbie,
Oh yeah.
Crayola crayons.
Uh-huh.
Wait, crayon? Crayon.
Oh well. I say crown.
Crown. Yeah. Crayon.
Yeah.
Crayola crowns?
It's
Crayons?
Depends on how.
I think if you say crayons, you're trying too hard to stop that. The Erector set,
Oh yeah.
Etch-a-Sketch,
Uh-huh.
Frisbee,
Okay.
Lego, Marbles, iconic, Monopoly. Marbles also feels very close to like stick and hoop.
I used to play with
You
all
know
of
what
those
I mean?
things.
Yeah. Okay.
Minus the Barbies.
Monopoly, Play-Doh,
Yeah.
Teddy Bear, and Tinker Toy.
Tinker Toy. What is the Tinker
Yeah.
Toy?
Tinker Toys are those like sticks and like connector things that you put together.
Oh, okay.
Right? Am I thinking of
I'm
the right
thinking
thing?
of Connects.
Let's see. Tinker
Or
Toy.
are you thinking of? You might be thinking of a different kind of stick.
No, I'm thinking of the right thing. Tinker Toys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You just like, you
I had-
tinker.
I had an erector set.
I think Tinker Toys are a gateway drug to tweaking.
Oh,
Tweakers? They're just like fiddling with stuff.
that's
Tinker
true.
Toys.
I've seen them at stoplights.
We should call them Tweaker Toys.
Yeah. Just throw them out the window.
Revamp. Tweaker Toys.
I bet they loved Tinker Toys.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Did he do it?
Diddy.
Did he? Did he do it?
Diddy did it.
I think everyone knows this by now, but per an unsealed federal indictment, Sean, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Combs, all the names, is accused of running a criminal enterprise that engaged in racketeering, sex trafficking, sexual violence, kidnapping, bribery, and other charges. And those are horrific enough. So what the other things could be, I don't know. Diddy was arrested Monday in Manhattan about 6 months after Homeland Security agents raided his Miami and Los Angeles homes as a part of a human trafficking investigation. The indictment alleges Diddy violently coerced women to engage in sex acts called freak-offs. Like, don't name it. You're definitely getting caught. So they were recorded freak-offs and used as collateral. His lawyer said he is innocent and will plead not guilty, which feels like an uphill battle no one is going to go with him on.
Freak offs. That's so funny.
Okay, so here's the thing. Again, I'm a marketer. If you name something, it allows people to identify a situation and therefore report it. So it's actually really important. It's like once, I think this is actually really relevant to this like topic. Once rape was named rape, the percentage of women like reporting it to the police went up because it became this name, right? Like they understood what that was. They understood the act. So I'm applying that to freak-offs. If you name it, people can report it. And I think that's what's happening here. People are reporting it. You called it a freak-off. You gave it a name brand. And P. Diddy, of all people, knows really like a lot about marketing. He has many a brands. Doesn't he own like Ciroc Vodka? Like he owns brands. And didn't he proclaim to be a billionaire at one point? I just feel like you definitely know about branding. Why did you call it a freak off? Why did you brand it? Why did you brand your illegal activity? You said, no. It's not enough to just do illegal activity. I'm going to brand it and make it seem fun, but it's illegal. It makes me feel like I can't even think of another example because it's so ridiculous.
I mean, and if you think about his name, Puff Daddy and Diddy, like Diddle.
Hey, diddle. It's gross.
It all makes sense now. These names, Puff Daddy.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Puff Daddy, I thought, was just because he was like smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah.
I honestly like, and when his homes, I mean, it's anytime Homeland Security is raiding your home, it's not a good day. Might not even be a good month.
You did something wrong.
You did something, but I honestly thought this was just going to be like a drug scandal. some of the videos that have come out are horrendous to watch. And you're like, how have you got, like, this has been a question posed on social media. I'm certainly not creating this, but it's like, who did you finally piss off that someone finally told on you? And maybe this is years of information being built out, but I think we could still go back and be like, this is so freaking crazy that you got away with this for so long that, like, who'd you finally...
They have videos?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
There's a really terrible video of his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, who's like a singer. She had a hit in the early 2000s.
I can remember that name.
But she was like trying to escape. She's waiting on an elevator. And I think she had perhaps been beaten. Like, I think she'd already been like violated in some way. And he grabbed her by her hair and drags her out of the camera.
Wow.
Like, screen. And this is just in like a hotel lobby. I just want to know, it's like, he got away with so much that what finally did it? Like, what was the tipping point that like put them onto this guy? Was it the massive amounts of baby oil he was stockpiling? Because that's weird.
Yeah.
Like was like Johnson & Johnson like, listen, our number one buyer is P. Diddy. Someone needs to look into that.
Yeah.
Like, that's strange, right? He doesn't have babies. Like, weird.
That is.
Like, was that the tip-off? J&J.
I don't remember how much they found, but I remember them saying it was like insane how much baby
It's
oil.
like thousands of bottles, because that's been a topic on social media too, where it's like one bottle lasts you like one bottle will last you the time in which you even use baby oil on a baby.
Wow.
You know, like, I feel like the baby probably grows up before you finish using that bottle of baby oil.
You know, then maybe this needs to start selling smaller bottles. Think about that, Johnson.
Maybe it was like thousands of tiny bottles.
Yeah.
So is that better? But also gross. Was it supposed to be? I don't know. I don't want to get into why. I hope that was a separate business. That's all I'm going to say there, because that's gross.
Yeah. I have enjoyed the memes that have come out of it. Like, I did see, this dude, like, he ran down his stairs and he gets to the bottom of the staircase and, like, slips and falls. And he's like, man, I'm tired of all this. Clean it up. It's pretty funny. It's like when you're at Diddy's basement, or when you're at Diddy's house.
You're just like trying to walk around
and you go down the stairs,
just slide. Yeah. Concussed. Yeah. Everyone leaves concussed because there's too much baby oil everywhere. I like listening to Girls Next Level podcast with Holly Madison and Bridget Marquette, who used to be on the Girls Next Door, because that was like iconic back in our day. These girls that lived at the Playboy, I guess they were Hugh Hefner's girlfriends, but they lived at the Playboy Mansion. So it's fun to hear them break things down. But Holly has like a really gross recollection that Hugh Hefner would use baby oil as lube, which is not safe for women, FYI. It's very much meant for the external side of skin. And so I'm just like, that's what it was? Or like, I don't know. Like, nasty. Everybody's walking away with a yeast infection. Just saying. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gross.
Concussions
and yeast infections. That's maybe that's what it is. Like local, like what do you call those quick hospitals? Like minute clinics or whatever. They're like, we have an absurdly high rate of concussions and.
Yeah. What is that? What are they called? Like med check?
Yeah. I think these are all brand names. I don't know what a general clinic is. I guess just clinic.
Immediate care.
There you go. Like
That's
immediate care clinics are like connecting dots.
Yeah.
And they're like, every time P. Diddy lives near us, we've got these weird cases that show up.
Yeah. Speaking of concussions, you know who's had too many concussions? Tua.
Yeah. If we had to talk about the NFL really quick. Well, first off, let's put this to rest. Did he do it?
He
Probably.
did it.
For sure. And I hope you rot in jail. For sure.
Yeah.
But who shouldn't rot in jail is Tua. I'm worried for that kid, because that's great.
That's a lot.
I hate seeing the replay of somebody like the back of the head bouncing off a field. That's serious.
Yeah. Well,
I'm scared for him because that's like so dangerous.
Everybody's, saying, oh, this dude's got to retire. And he's not for it. So.
But then it's like, I don't know, man. You could retire and remember things, or you could become like not to make a joke here, but like Muhammad Ali didn't remember crap when he like retired because he had been beaten so badly over his life.
And
like that's not worth it.
You don't want him to turn into another story of
listen, I like the
CTE,
No, I like the. We don't need another Will Smith movie, but I just feel like we're gonna get it if he doesn't retire. Not that Will Smith movies are bad, but like maybe that one wasn't like. I don't know. Did he win an award for that?
Which one?
His like concussion movie. He did the movie about like NFL protocol.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people did. Either way, I don't want a documentary on it. Did you know there's another Aaron Hernandez? Because that's a guy that they blamed like concussions on also as him which he also seemed like a shitty person.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why he killed people.
Yeah.
Another documentary on that guy. Do we need another one? He murdered people. We can live and let live. Live and let die.
Yeah, I don't need another one.
He sucked. The end.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what happened. He was a shit person.
Killing people.
Got to get rid of those. Don't end up a murderer. If that really is what turned Aaron Hernandez into a murderer, don't do it. Don't turn into a serial killer, whatever.
I just hope he's going to be okay because he's had a lot of concussions recently. And
there's a Colts player who I don't know who it is.
Austin Collie.
No. Oh. Okay. So story of Austin Collie, background of why you said his name.
Oh.
He retired because he had too many concussions and they were kind of like, hey, one more and it could go really south for you.
Yeah.
At what point does Tua get that talk?
Right.
What I was going to say is there's a Colts player that got some hate because he's wearing the like helmet.
Oh, the Guardian helmet.
Yeah. And it looks crazy. You look like a bobblehead is like the only way I can say.
Yeah.
But then I look at Tua and I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if a quarterback could really like, I would think that would be too much for a quarterback to wear that Guardian helmet. Seems like that would like hinder them. I don't know. I don't know anything about how to play any football position. I don't have any recollection of what should be done and how. Just seems like maybe that would be harder for them to wear one. But either way, maybe Tua should be forced to. Maybe the NFL should have a rule where it's like, listen, if you've had 2 concussions in a game, you have to wear the Guardian helmet or you don't get to play. Because I just don't want something bad to happen to someone like that. Like, don't forget your whole life to try and play professional football. That can't be worth it. It just can't be. It's just a game. It only costs money because we made it relevant. And it's only relevant because we put money into it. Yeah. That's it.
Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah.
Just saw that. That just made me think of when we're talking about concussions.
The Dolphins will suck, though, if they have to sit him. So,
yeah.
But that city's used to it. They have Alex Earl and her NFL man. It'll be fine.
Alex Earl.
She's a TikTok influencer that's super famous, and she dates a guy on the Dolphins.
Oh.
Anyway, so they'll be okay. That's all I'm saying. Final topic of the podcast. Nike. Kind of back in the news following a sales slump and a major hit to its reputation. I don't know if you've noticed, but people have been talking about how like Nike's just not hitting it. Like they're just off the mark. But it's replacing its CEO, John Donahue, with retired company veteran Elliott Hill. Donahue will step down from his post in October. Retail analysts, as well as former executives, have questioned some of Donahue's key decisions, which included shifting away from core categories. And that would be like leaving running shoes for limited edition sneakers. So it kind of gave way to like Hoka and Asics and Brooks to kind of like step up. So moving away from those core categories and cutting ties with third-party retailers such as longtime business partner Foot Locker. So if you're a big Foot Locker fan, you haven't been able to buy Nike there.
Oh, really?
Exactly. Hill told employees shortly after the news broke Thursday, "I know things haven't been easy." That was literally the statement. He didn't go for it.
Okay.
That's what Bloomberg reported. Kind of interesting because Nike really hasn't done it. It's weird, though, because I feel like Jordan has done more. That's obviously an offshoot to Nike.
Yeah. Jordan's carrying Nike.
Definitely. Adidas has been hitting it, at least with like women, because everyone's wearing a Samba right now. Okay. Just everyone. And that's been a staple shoe of theirs for a long time, but Samba's been huge for women the last like couple seasons, I would say. So I definitely see where everyone stepped up. I also would never wear, like, in the last few years, I'd never wear Nike to go running. I'm a big Brooks fan. Like, once I got introduced to those, I kind of never looked back. And I know a lot of people love their Hokas, especially, like, white guys. I feel like white guys really like Hokas. Like, a certain style of a white guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what that white guy is, but like a former frat guy in finance. I think it maybe replaces Patagonia. You have Hokas now. Or maybe you wear Hokas with your Patagonia. Like that white guy is wearing Hoka.
I know a Patagonia guy.
Is he wearing Hokas?
No, he's not.
I think they do, though. I think they'll still go together.
Okay.
There's got to be a cross-section of that person that's wearing those.
Unless he wears them, like, on the side.
Maybe. It's interesting. So executives went on to say that they felt softening lifestyle sales were a factor in the unexpected decline last quarter for Nike. And I also was thinking about this because I used to love going into a Nike store for, like, I don't know, like, athleisure was big. I think athleisure has also fallen off. So I think Nike also invested in some areas that have gone soft as far as, like, markets look. But I guess I didn't realize that I don't think of Nike and running. I know they have Nike running. I know I've used the Nike Run app. Like, I guess it's true. Like, they were probably the mainstay in that. They clearly are, like, the staple sponsor of USA Olympics. But I guess I don't think of them synonymously with running. And it seems to me like a lot of the news reports sort of pointed to that as the obvious connection to their, like, waning enterprise, shall we say.
When I think of running, I think of, like, Asics or Brooks or
exactly
something else. Not Nike. I mean, I am wearing Nikes right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what kind they are.
I just know
they're
that
like trail shoes, and they're supposed to be waterproof.
I mean, we have a Nike store here, and I know I've gone in to try and find a tennis shoes when I'm like, oh, I need a new pair, but, like, lifestyle brand totally. And I go in and I'm like, none of these are good looking. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I have a big complaint about just shoes in general. I don't like going shoe shopping. They never have my size in the store, so I always have to order online.
Yeah.
And shoes are a thing you want to try on. There's
a guy on TikTok that has become famous because he's definitely taller than you. Like, so he's a pretty tall guy. Like, he's got to be like 6'7" probably.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's tall. And that was his thing, is he goes shopping places, like, everywhere to try and find his, size 15, I don't know, whatever he wears, and never can find it. So same situation.
Yeah. No, I wear 14s. You're never finding a 15.
Yeah. I think he found Crocs at, like, a Walmart once or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he had to buy them because,
Yeah, that's kind of his thing. It's like, if he finds it, he'll buy it. But also, they're also typically ugly shoes if they have them in his size.
Yeah, there's certain stores that I know they just don't carry 14s. The highest size they carry is a 13.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
And is it difficult with Nike to find those brand, like that size? You have to order online, or do they even carry it online?
They do have it online. Like, whenever you put in, whenever I shop for shoes, I'm sure other people do this too, but I just click on, like, my size
and then see what they have.
And it's a very small amount to choose from.
So maybe their selection and sizing can be one of the things dear Elliot Hill, which, by the way, Elliot Hill, new CEO, I believe he was like VP or president or something like that. So he's, like, coming from Nike back to Nike. So a guy who's been with the company, doing more with the company. I think they're trying to get back to their kind of winning ways, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it's a hot topic because Nike is a big deal. I mean, they're still a leader in their field. So to watch them flounder is, like, kind of awkward. But their designs haven't been good. I think they're such an interesting ecosystem because if you meet someone that's worked in the Nike sphere, so to speak, it's very interesting. I think it's kind of like eat or be eaten, very competitive, which makes sense. I'm sure they hire a lot of former athletes. But I would have to wonder if the issues at Nike run deeper than just what they're selling and what markets they're focusing on.
Yeah. And, they're probably getting a little bit of heat too, because don't they always say like, Nike, they have all these children making the shoes and stuff.
Oh yeah, big sweatshop company.
Yeah, a lot of people are just anti-Nike in general.
They're also, I think, located in Oregon. They're typically more liberal, so they also then pull heat from the other side of the crowd too. Yeah, rough day to be Nike. Best of luck, because I still have fond memories of them. I want to buy a pair of Nikes. I just haven't seen anything
I'm actually
I like.
looking for another pair of these, because these are my disc golf shoes.
Got to have some good disc golf shoes.
I wear them to play disc golf and do any like outside activity.
Yeah.
And these have done 2 seasons.
Love it.
So it's time for some new ones.
Get it together, Nike. All right. It is that time in the show. Keith.
Yeah.
It's time for a nightcap. What do you got for me?
Yeah. So I saw today that this zoo in China.
Already hate it.
They were trying to pass off dogs as pandas. They were painting them to look like pandas.
Okay.
And if
That's a big dog.
Yeah, they use chow chows.
Okay. Fluffy dog.
Yeah. So if you're, listening to audio only, you can Google it, or we'll be on YouTube, and I'm going to put the picture up that I'm talking about. It's at the Shanwei Zoo.
Shamu. Got it.
Yeah, they got caught because some people they realized that
because a Shih Tzu doesn't look like a panda. Perhaps is that why they got caught?
Well, apparently they started panting and barking. I don't think that pandas do that.
Well, I bet they do pant, right?
I'm pretty sure they pant.
I bet they pant, but probably not quite like a dog. Probably not. I've seen a panda myself. I guess I didn't question whether it was a dog or not, so I'm pretty sure I've seen a panda. And that didn't do either of those things. It kind of made, I guess you could classify it as a bark, but certainly not a dog bark. It's like they do make a weird sound. I don't know that I don't feel confident or comfortable enough to make a panda sound right now, but I know they don't sound like what was it?
A chow chow.
A chow chow, not a Shih Tzu.
Some of the good comments.
I kind of feel like you could get away with trying to make that like
from far away.
Like a red panda. Do you know what those are?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I could, like, if you scale it down, I don't know. Also,
put it in a tree.
Those poor dogs, like, getting dyed like that.
Yeah.
They're like, what'd we do? Why are we in a zoo? We're just dogs.
Some of the comments from this article are like, oh, it's a pan dog.
Pan dog.
Or that's the Temu version of a panda.
The Temu. Oh, no. Yes, it's 100%. Also, like, aren't pandas... Don't they originate in China? How did the Chinese zoo not get a panda?
Yeah.
Is it that bad? I know they're like on their way to being endangered, right? Like the World Wildlife Federation or whatever uses the panda as like its mascot. So I know like pandas are having a bad time. I heard they're a really dumb animal. Like if it's eating an apple, or like if you had an apple and it's like holding its baby, like it'll trade you the baby for like the apple, which makes them like bad parents. So
yeah, you shouldn't do that.
No. So like maybe, I don't know. Like, listen, if evolution is real, we can't like stand in the way of extinction. Like if they're really that dumb.
I guess the journalists asked the zoo why they did this, and the zoo replied.
Love it. Give it to me.
There we go. This is what they said.
What's this PR statement?
There are no panda bears at the zoo, and we wanted to do this as a result. That was their answer.
They're like, because somebody had an idea, okay? Yeah. We got creative. Listen, I love creativity. I love to have some fun. You can't lie to, because I think ultimately zoos are supposed to be, I think they are supposed to be entertaining. I don't think they're entertaining, but I think they're also supposed to be educational. Like, how many kids thought they went and saw a panda? Or, like, how many kids thought they saw a panda and it was a dog? And they're like, pandas look just like chow chows.
They're still, like, defending it. Their representative said normal people dye their hair. Dogs can dye their hair, too. It's the same hair.
Maybe that dog identifies as a panda.
I guess. The Chinese dogs love pandas so much.
I don't love a Chinese zoo because I have seen the pictures of the starving bear.
I just clicked on comments.
Oh, I don't. Okay. Well, here we go.
They're painting our pets.
Yeah.
Instead of they're eating our pets.
Yeah, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're painting the dogs.
They're painting the dogs.
They're not painting the cats though.
They're painting the dogs. They're painting the cats. They're painting the pets of the people that live there.
I want our outro song to be the remix of that. Painting the dogs.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I don't like zoos. I hate Ronaldo a little bit more than I hate zoos. I don't like it. It makes me sad for animals to see them in cages. I get that sometimes we have to take care of animals and some of them are in better situations, but it's hard for me to know when it's right or wrong. And that one is clearly wrong. Although I feel like it's probably better to have a dog in a zoo because it's like putting it in a yard because it's domesticated. So maybe those are fine. I might be able to get on board with just dressing up dogs as animals. Wait, that should be a total... I would go see that. Yeah, let's just dress up dogs. I would go like play with dogs just dressed up as stuff. I'm down.
I just remembered something. We talked about the Time Left app.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
You're going to go on random
somebody posted
dinner.
it on the Indianapolis subreddit and was like, has anybody done this? And one person said that they did it. It asked them like in dollar signs how much they wanted to spend at dinner.
Yeah.
And they chose like $2 signs. And then they were irritated because the restaurant it picked for them was Fogo de Chao.
Okay.
But yeah, they said it was kind of like their experience was just
Yeah. But if there's not a lot of people on it, then it probably is harder to get like good groups.
I think we should both do it.
Find out.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it'd be interesting. I bet we get paired off to different.
Yeah, I bet we don't end up together.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
It'd be funnier if we ended up together.
I have my Wednesdays free now because disc golf is over.
Okay.
So.
Coming to you this off season for disc golf. What is it? A time
left.
Time left app.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to do it.
I might get on board with that. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Anyway, that's today's show, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another episode of our Dinner Party podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.